I'm your host, Dr. Wendy Norfleet with Norfleet Integrated Solutions, and it's my pleasure to have with me Emily Floore with St Marys Riverkeeper. Welcome, Emily.
Thank you for having me.
So, Emily, I know what the St. Marys River is, but what's a river keeper?
Yeah, so I used to work with kids, so I used to always make the comparison. We're like the Lorax, but for the river. So we speak for the river. We are the voice of our river that we're in charge of protecting. So that's we're keepers of a river.
Okay.
Yeah, and our jurisdiction is the St. Marys River watershed, which forms the border of southeast Georgia and northeast Florida. It's about 130 miles long.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah, and it's all of its tributaries as well. So anything that feeds into the St. Marys River is also what we're in charge of protecting.
Okay. And so how do you, I guess, why does it need protecting is probably the biggest question.
Yes.
Okay.
So because there's a lot of industry on waterways. There's a lot of communities on waterways. Sometimes there's a lot of septic tanks on waterways. And so we're the watchdog for the river, just to make sure that industry is in compliance with their permits for wastewater discharge, or if there is an issue with failing septic tanks, we want to make sure that the septic tanks are brought up to code or they need to be replaced. So we also help counties apply for funding through the Clean Water Act to help local communities replace failing septic tanks. And then we're basically just an advocacy group, making sure and keeping an eye on the health of the river. Okay.
So tell me how you do that, because that's a long stretch, and I'm assuming you don't have someone posted at every possible entrance.
No, so every riverkeeper or waterkeeper is different in size based on the size of the watershed and the demographics based on fundraising. So we are an independent organization. We're not a state entity.
Okay.
So all of our funding comes through donations and memberships. So for my organization, St. Marys Riverkeeper, we are a staff of one, which is me. So I wear all the hats. But we have an army of volunteers, and we have a really engaged board of trustees. And all of our trustees on our board represent all 4 counties in the watershed. So
that's good.
Yes, so we have representation in all 4 counties. So if something were to come up, they would be like, hey, Emily, you need to go check this out or go meet with the community. There's concerns for X, Y, and Z issue. And we go and present to county commissions, city commissions, town halls. And so we just try to get the public aware and engaged with it, and that's really the driving force.
So you have a lot of eyes and ears out there.
We do, yes, because I only have 2 eyes, but there's 60,000 people in the watershed, so there's a lot more eyes that can
So you get a lot of your information through others, either noticing something or have a concern about something, and then brings it to your attention.
Correct. And then we can mobilize our memberships, our membership base, to either come to a commission meeting or come to a town hall meeting and show support for a healthy river or waterway, or drive change.
Okay. And that's really powerful here, because we have so many waterways in southern Georgia and Florida, and people want to keep them.
Yes.
And so they're motivated to participate or to share with you if they see something being done, it's wrong.
People are engaged in their community and they really care about their waterways.
So what are the problems that you see or that you're facing?
Yeah, so some of our current issues that we have our priorities of like climate change and resiliency, a project within the watershed. We do our water quality monitoring program, so we're actually able to mobilize our citizen scientists to engage and sample the water regularly, to check up on it every single month. But our big advocacy issues right now, we have 2 big ones. One is actually in the city of Fernandina Beach, where the Port of Fernandina has brought in these huge bags, these 2-ton bags of cement powder, and they're not properly storing them. And so it's getting airborne, it's depositing on the local waterway, it's getting in people's houses. Everyone has their windows open right now, so it's just so that's one of our big issues. And actually, we're the Ocean and Highway Port Authority is having their meeting on Wednesday night to adopt their new master plan. So right now it's a draft.
Okay.
And so within that draft, they want to bring in more of these cement powder bags and then add onto it more fertilizer bringing in. And so the community is really going to come out and support against bringing those in because they haven't shown that they can handle it
Okay.
well.
So they're not doing due diligence as far as the care. So.
Correct. And they're not being properly trained, which is required.
Okay.
And then the other big issue is we have a mining permit in front of the state of Georgia right now, and it's on Trail Ridge, which is an ancient earthen barrier island that helped form the Okefenokee Swamp. And the Okefenokee Swamp is the headwaters of the St. Marys River. Yep, so that's where we start, is right there in the southeastern corner, and this proposed mine is right on the crest of Trail Ridge. So hydrologic divide, east or west, it's going to impact the St. Marys River. So that public comment is open right now for the state of Georgia, and we are encouraging Florida residents to put in public comment because the St. Marys River, 41% of the St. Marys River belongs to Florida.
Okay. Wow. And so I'm assuming you can always use more volunteers.
Oh, yes. Yes. And the biggest way we get volunteers is actually through our cleanups. And so we have a big river cleanup coming up April 15th from 9 to 11, and it's watershed wide. 350 people showed up last year, and we pulled 8 tons of trash out of the river. So it was a big endeavor, and everyone showed up to do their part, and that's our biggest one. We have other cleanups throughout the year.
But that's the biggest one.
That's our biggest one.
Okay, there's significance that it's tax day, April 15th.
April 15th. Well, it's a Saturday.
I know, so technically, but that's like
your taxes done. Come clean up the river. Yes.
Okay.
But the big draw is not only to have an impact on the St. Marys River directly, it's health. You can get community service hours for it as well. But we also gather at White Oak Conservation afterwards for our lunch and celebration.
That sounds like fun.
It is a lot of fun. Yeah, you get to feel good. You get to talk to other people and swap stories of the crazy things that you pulled out. You know, what did you get? Well, we got a fridge out of the treetop. So,
oh my gosh.
Which we're targeting because there is one.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a great way to engage. So
if someone wants to make a donation, because you're funded by donations, or volunteer, or just to learn more, how do they do that?
So you can go on our website, stmarysriverkeeper.org, and learn all about what we do, what's coming up, our current events, current issues that we have, ways to engage. And then you can sign up for our newsletters, make a donation, become a member, get our newsletters, learn first what we have going on because our members get the first word before we send it out to the public. You can also like us on social media. We have Facebook and Instagram. It's the only 2 I can handle right now.
Okay.
So, but
I only do two. I do.
Oh, good.
I do for my business. I do LinkedIn personal and for my business, but Facebook only for business. Okay. So I was like, I can handle that.
Yeah, that's all I got too. So that's all I can handle. So you can like us on social media, sign up for our newsletters, become a member, support our efforts.
All right, Emily, thank you for all that you do. I mean, it's awesome that you are the company right now and you mobilize everything. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you for having me. This is a great opportunity. All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us today. To learn more about Emily Floore and St. Marys Riverkeeper, please go to stmarysriverkeeper.org, and we'll see you next time on Buzz TV.